The number of tram services that are available to a person in a wheelchair is probably around 10%.
People need to remember this is the only way that the majority of people with disabilities get around independently.
There's not really much serious input from people with disabilities.
In other countries they call it universal access. It's not just people with disabilities, it's everybody. It's mums with prams, senior citizens, maybe a sports person who's broken a leg. Access for everybody. That's how public transport should be, and our state government doesn't seem to be taking that seriously.
The Disability Discrimination Act, as it reflects on public transport, is a very complex piece of machinery and over a very, very long time frame. It was put in place finally in 2002 and has a 30-year time frame.
By the end of 2007, 25% of our public transport was supposed to be accessible to everybody. It wasn't. By the end of 2012, which is only 2 years from now, 55% of our public transport is supposed to meet that accessibility target, and I don't think it will.
A lot of people have trouble in wheelchairs getting from the platform stop to the tram because of the gap across, which they call the horizontal gap. And under the standards, the vertical gap can't be more than 12 millimetres and the horizontal gap can't be more than 40 millimetres. So only 8% of trams meet that standard.
There's quite a lot of variability between platform tram stops and the low floor trams. Some are quite easy to access for a person in a wheelchair and some are not. Some are in fact quite dangerous. Yes. That's actually not doable at all. That's completely outrageous. There is no way the wheelchair will get on at all. The state government really should be looking much more carefully at disability access. It's not just people with disabilities, it's everybody. It's mums with prams, it's our senior citizens, maybe in a walking frame or have a walking stick, should expect to be able to use our public transport easily and safely.
It's inaccessible for prams. We had no hope of getting our pram on there, unfortunately, so we're going to have to walk to Federation Square. Just looks like it's not an option for us.
Very challenging, just more because you can't, obviously you can't get up the stairs, because the stairs is probably the issue. And also the platforms, largely when you get into the suburbs, obviously don't rise up to this height, so yeah, it's just a bit more challenging.
I've got to watch very carefully so I don't get caught down between the step and the platform.
They don't see it as politically in their interests enough, because I suppose the number of people with disabilities they perceive as not great, even though it's 10% of the population according to the statistics, and growing all the time due to the ageing population.
They're not meeting these targets because they don't understand quite how important they are to all of us. They're not meeting the standards because they're not committing enough money to them. And even when they are willing to commit money, they still want to cut corners.
They've had 30 years to plan for this, and it's by law they have to meet those targets, but they're still not meeting them, which is very disappointing.
The state government can serve all of our public, not just people with disabilities, people with short-term illness, maybe a sports person who's broken a leg, a mum with a pram, senior citizens who have a little bit of difficulty getting around, even a person with heavy shopping, by providing public transport which is accessible to everybody.